Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's bi-weekly check-in for our Divine Masculine energy for this Twin Flame Tuesday energy reading and empowerment message, which around here at Empowerment Experiences, for those who may be new, we focus on that Divine Masculine within ourselves. Because if our twin flame is our mirror soul, then where do we actually need to be looking? Within ourselves. Where do we need to focus on achieving union? Within ourselves. And that is what we focus on around here. Of course, it is really important to recognize, as we've come to understand on this twin flame journey, that you can pretty much bet if you're going through something within your inner masculine, the same is happening for your external masculine. Right, Goddess? So with that, my name is Rochelle Richard. Welcome to Empowerment Experiences here, where we are healing twin flames, healing the inner child, healing our wounds, our traumas, healing all that we are so that we can break free from any and all traps, including the twin flame trap of ego attachment, self-sabotage, and unworthiness. And of course, then to break free, reclaim your power, and rise and thrive on your journey. Because that's why you're here, Goddess. You are here to rise and thrive on your journey. And right now I've been having such an affinity right now for this flower agate that's just been speaking so much. In fact, let's look that up. And while I do, come with me into the forest for more than the trees. Let's discover and embrace all this intuition sees. Together we shall come to know that which we need and reclaim our goddess power on this twin flame journey indeed. So with that, flower agate meaning, let me just have a look, see. Ooh, I see why this is. And that's what he told me this was. Ooh, flower agate is the epitome of emotional growth. It's a beautiful benefit that can take your life to another level. It is said to assist when you need it most, revealing the strength you've always had inside you. Well, there you have it, Goddess. That is, again, I say, what we do around here at Empowerment Experiences is help you to recognize that power that is already within you, that strength that is already within you, to break down any of the limiting beliefs and barriers and blockades that we each have created for ourselves, and then break free from those and be able to expand fully into all that we have come to be. So we had this as well in Super Sign Sunday, and it's just making so much noise right now. And we have some allergies going, so thank goodness for editing, so I can edit out what I need. You didn't have to hear me with my nose, but that's exactly what I did. I took a little break there. So with that, obviously, I am so ready to dive in and hear what the Divine Masculine is eager to help us to see within ourselves and understand where our power is and what we've got to be doing to be, well, reclaiming it. We'll look right there. Courage. Finding that brave. Recognizing that it is within you. You've just got to let yourself believe it. And that's what that comes down to. It's honoring for that true divine masculine to, right now we have a whole lot of misogyny underway in terms of women being canceled in a big way. And it's time, as we can see, masculine, true, pure masculinity stepping into its power, no longer willing to stay in that wounded masculine state of victim mentality and recognize that, wait a minute, We are responsible for the world we are creating here. We are responsible for protecting the divine feminine. We are responsible for ensuring that the divine feminine feels safe where she is. And so there's a lot of work happening within the masculine energy right now because of what is at play on the world stage. And in turn, this is asking you, goddess, dear divine feminine goddess, to look within yourself and see in what ways your inner masculine is, well, failing on the job is what I heard, but there is no such thing as failure, right? But rather not stepping into his courage within you, not stepping into that courage, that masculine space in a positive way, in a healthy way, releasing the control where you don't have power and instead standing solid and firm where you do have power. And that is in that space of really truly honoring that inner feminine within you, holding that space and allowing for you to get into your feminine energy, knowing that that inner divine masculine within you, goddess, is holding that space for you, is truly keeping you safe and supported. And in turn, as we know, so does Source, the universe. We are all protected and supported as we go and grow through this healing twin flames journey, this healing self-love empowerment journey that we are all on. But we have to break through all of those layers to get down to that inner truth, right? That inner knowing of feeling genuinely assured that you are supported. And that's what this courage card is about, is allowing yourself to feel that courage within you, to see that you have the courage within you, right? It's kind of like a catch-22 to some extent, where you've got to let yourself feel it to realize that you have it. And the only one who stands in your way is you. And this is where we are right now, is getting out of our way, finding that courage to step out of our way and step into being the leader that you've come to be. And we only lead by example. We can blow all the smoke out of our asses that we want, but if we're not actually embodied and in that, it's going to eventually, at some point, catch up to us if it hasn't already right off the bat. Because more and more, as we move into this new earth space, there's no room for facade. There's no room for fake. Yet the timeline of fake, or shall we say artificial things, that timeline has been greatly amplified and very much planted as seeds throughout so much of humanity. Yet if we go down that timeline, humanity becomes extinct. Humans become extinct. And we are here to ensure that this great experiment that is humanity, that is the human experience here, that it persists. Obviously in a new earth, in a new space, in a new way that is beyond the limitations of the kind of control, the kind of oppressive control and systems that have been in place and are really tightening their grip more and more, right? Like censorship and things like that. I never in my life, being from Hello America and being so proud of freedom of speech and freedom of the press, because I'd wanted to be a journalist, and now I sit here just dumbfounded that literally our Bill of Rights has been eroded and we really don't have one anymore. At least that's how it definitely feels. But that's why, again, we are here to step into our leadership positions right? As a truly empowered soul with the inner union of the divine masculine energies and the divine feminine energies, where we are strong and stable and sure and courageous and in our purpose, in our power, in our mission to lead by example and stand firm and say, oh no, humans have these long list of birthrights that you will not deprive them of. You will not deny them of. You will not take from them that which the universe hath bestowed upon them. And so that's why we're here. And I know for me it's been scary to speak out. Having been silenced, having experienced this censorship, it's so frightening. It's such an ominous feeling to feel as though at any minute you can be deleted. You can be silenced and deleted just for saying something contradictory to the mainstream narrative. And it's just so baffling to me how many words are being thrown around out there that so many don't even know the definition of, yet they throw it around so liberally, but have no clue what the definition, the actual proper definition and proper use of that word is. And that is why I know that's exactly why, because it's coming up. Defining words is such a theme right now being amplified in my world, I know, because how many people actually look up a definition of a word? And of course, right now it's very challenging because we literally have the quote powers that be in this world that are literally rewriting definitions to suit the mainstream narrative. So it's very challenging to discern what is truth and what is untruth, right? But that is when you are resting back into your inner knowing, going within and connecting with what truth you need to know at this time. Meaning, don't stress yourself out if you feel as though you don't have all the information that you need, that you think you need, because you always have all that you need to know that you need in any and every given moment. You already have that. So don't fall into that trap of the antithesis of courage, right? And fall into that fear of worrying that, oh my God, I don't have everything that I need. A leader stands up and says, I know I'm prepared for this. And I know that whatever comes my way, I'm ready for it. Right? And that whatever I need when I need it will be there for me. Because I am supported. Right? It's having that courage to step into that space and place. And that's very much what the divine masculine is in the process of doing at this time, both within ourselves, of course, and our external masculines, right? Stepping into that true leadership energy, finding the courage to do that and to realize that when you're a leader, you don't need validation from someone else. You may consult with others and get perspectives and feedback. By all means, that is vital. Information is vital. Knowledge is power. But that ultimate decision that you need to make is your decision that you make. And you make so with courage and confidence and assuredness that you are sure that whatever decision you make anyway, no matter what, it is the right decision to make. You stand strong and sure in that choice, knowing that no matter what lies on the other side of it, at the very minimum, you are going to be so much wiser and stronger and more courageous than what you were pre-decision outcome, right? So trust, and that's the thing as a leader, you trust your decisions. You trust your journey. Holy moly. Oh, well. And you have to be flexible. You have to be bending like the willow tree. Strong enough to bend is the song, right? Strong enough to bend. And here we are talking about that truth, right? Being able to discern the truth. And we have such a magnitude of cognitive dissonance, right? And that happens when, and we can have this in any aspect of our experience, right? Cognitive dissonance is when the beliefs we hold are perceived as threatened, meaning someone presents something to us that contradicts what we believe. Now, these beliefs that we hold may and most likely are contradictory to the outcome that we desire to be experiencing. Yet, these beliefs that we've held are our comfort zone, and the ego does not want to give that up. But in order to really know the truth about who you are, why you're here, what you really want, what you're really about, what you really need to be doing for yourself to shift into the life that you desire, you've got to be willing to drop the walls, drop the resistance of hearing information. When you can, and we talked about this in Super Science Sunday, the character versus the role being played. When you can disregard the messenger and instead take only the message and allow for that message to marinate and allow for what's to resonate within it to make itself known within you. So that you may then break down these walls, these barriers, these blockades that you have put in your path that are keeping you from getting to where you desire to be, especially as a confident and courageous leader, that you know you're here to be, yet you keep faltering in that space because of all of the instability that is so magnified right now in the collective. Right? But that's why this flexibility right now is so necessary. And normally the masculine, especially the wounded masculine, it's very stiff, very, very unbending, very inflexible, right? Now is the time for that inflexibility to be coaxed and soothed into greater flexibility, because even and especially the divine masculine, not the wounded masculine, the divine masculine understands and does surrender to the journey. He has to. He honors where he must do in order to fulfill his responsibility. And we're really big on this responsibility this week. Taking responsibility for what is your responsibility, right? Yet simultaneously releasing control over that which is not your responsibility. And that in turn is a part of your responsibility, is to let go of that which you do not have control over, is to allow for the universe to be a part of this dance with you. And so the divine masculine is far more flexible than the wounded masculine is. So when you can honor within yourself that wounded masculine that is healing and working so hard within itself, within you, just as you are with your inner feminine and the wounded feminine and the divine feminine within you, goddess, you're bringing these energies into balance and into union within yourself. And so you are simultaneously working on your inner feminine as well as your inner masculine, and you're merging these energies into that balance to where it's just this beautiful dance, right? And then this dance, as we know, is the universe within that. We are within it and of it and from it, all such things. And so with that, as this card has just kind of been sitting here, we are in this activation space of further healing that wounded masculine and relinquishing the illusion of control that it has had, and coaxing it into that greater state of flexibility, and thereby into more into its own divinity, into its own divine essence. Because that's what we're here for. It's not that they're all separate. The wounded masculine is in essence that divine masculine, but it has become wounded by way of the world in which we are here experiencing right now. This school, this earth school that we have enrolled in. So we're here to heal the wounded masculine, transmute it, return it back to that, to its divinity, to its divine self, just as we are with our wounded feminine. We're healing that inner feminine and transmuting her back into her divinity as well. And as we do this, so it's like this vision that I see is you have over here the wounded feminine and you have over here the wounded masculine. And as we heal these facets of ourselves, Goddess, we move closer and closer and closer into our divinity, into our divine aspects of each, the masculine and feminine. And in that, that's when we become truly merged, is in that divine space. Because wounded, it's all resistance. We're repelled from each other in that wounded space. It's not a connection. It's a disconnection. It's a separation, right? And so we are reuniting. It's a return to self as well as a return to source. It is as also an awakening to realize that you were never separate to begin with. That all of these barriers that separate us from our divine masculine, or especially separate us from within ourselves, from our inner balance within ourselves, we've put all of those there. We've created this, and we're here to remove all of that and return back to that wholeness within ourselves, and in turn, the wholeness within this realm. And so that is this activation time period that we are in at this in this moment. And yeah, I am feeling work your light card at this time and see what we're being asked, how we're being asked to work our light as we are healing this wounded masculine. Where is, that's the question, where is our responsibility at this time within each our own masculine energy in ourselves, right? Oh, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand with you. Know that right now, as again, look right there. There's more of that confirmation that you need right here. Is that I know it sounds. I know it feels. I know it can feel chaotic right now. It feels as though you don't really have your center. You're not quite sure of what your compass, it's spinning out of control, right? Your compass may be spinning out of control. But that's simply because you're not trusting and allowing yourself to feel the support that you have. Again, to feel this courage that you have within, to feel the support that surrounds you as you are going and growing through this healing space. So with that, power of surrender, right quick, do we have? Oh, we do. Ooh, we have two. Ooh, surrendering. Oh, the fact that this comes up, and we know so many external masculines, right, that have addictions, that have been going through the external, like the alcohol addictions. I know it's been big in my connection. I don't drink alcohol. And even now more than ever, I am, I've had, I think, the equivalent of like 5 cocktails in the last 5 years kind of thing. And that's because it's such a low frequency. Alcohol is not, and that's why they push and promote it so much, because alcohol is very, very low vibration. It's a 70 on the emotional frequency scale, which is down there with blame and shame and guilt, right? So it's time to start really looking at certain crutches. You know, I used to be a cigarette smoker. That was really more so my one of my big things was smoking cigarettes, right? Anything that you turn to help distract you from that which you are needing to see but are too scared to see, or are not wanting to see because you don't want to actually take responsibility for the changes that you need to make in order to change what you're experiencing and the results that you're getting. So right now, surrendering to non-action is literally telling you to be where you are and allow for yourself to feel what you're being asked to feel. Because if you are feeling the need to take action, if that's what you are thinking that you need to do is take action right now, that is, again, right, like we mentioned on the addictions, that is your ego mind attempting to distract you from seeing what you need to see. And we have that going so hugely on the grand stage where it's such massive distraction on the mainstream while they're doing all of this other nasty stuff over here that they are not talking about at all because they don't want you to know they're doing it. So if there's a whole bunch of nonsense going on the news, you better believe there is a whole bunch of other nonsense that's way worse than what they're talking about on the television programming, right? But you can't feel through the bullshit, meaning you can't quite discern what you need to discern if you are distracting yourself from your own power. You cannot step into your own role as being a leader if you're not willing to step into the places and spaces that most others are too afraid to step into. And really, truly, the space and place that humans really, by far and beyond, fear the most is the space and place within ourselves. Right, Goddess? So that is that message there. And let's have a grabsies into our angel numbers here. 4, 3, 2. And let's see. All right, Goddess. Angel number 432. Path of leaving the old ways and embracing the new. Right? We've talked about the wounded masculine over here, the wounded feminine over here. And as we do this healing work, right, because we're on this journey back to union within ourselves, imagine that the wounded aspects of ourselves are on the outside, right? Because we're looking externally. Those are external beliefs. We've given our power to outside of ourselves. And we have the divine energies on the internal, right? Divine masculine, divine feminine. And we are working to heal ourselves out of our wounded spaces and into the divine space and bringing ourselves back into this inner union within, right? And it's all of our own barriers and blocks and beliefs in these wounded and victim mentality spaces that keep us out of our own divine essence and power. So 432 says to take it slow and steady like the turtle who knows there is no race at all. And that's what also constitutes a true leader, is one who doesn't make rash decisions, but one who is also confident in their decisions, who knows that sometimes the best action is no action at all. Again, this is why we're in this time and space of needing to just be where you are in your energy, in your essence, so that you can begin to tap into and thereby discern what information is coming to you so you can discern what is truth versus what is not, right? 432, time for relaxation, rest, and restoration. Well, looky there. There's our non-action right there. Bring yourself back into balance and alignment, and that's what we're talking about. Cultivate greater appreciation for yourself, right? Because the wounded masculine is going to beat you up so bad that you're not good enough. That because pride is the love language most often for males, for men. Is in is feeling as though they're fulfilling their purpose, that they are truly needed. That's their love language, right? And we're not talking prideful in the sense of egotistical, but rather embodying that enoughness. 432 says calm, serene, and peaceful. Right? Just imagine a countdown. I am calm, number 4. I am serene, 3. I am peaceful, 2. Take a breath, and we're at 1, right? Counting down into calm, serene, and peaceful. Additional self-care time is needed. Be extra gentle with yourself. Well, we have definitely already concluded that with this whole surrender to non-action and, grounding into where you are so that you can be releasing this resistance that you have going on. And as well, that means to be allowing for things to, not bother you so much. To really, truly anchor into the present moment and check in with yourself and ask, is this something that I really need to be working myself up about so much? Is this something that I really need to be feeling as though I have to carry the weight all by myself and I have to stress about and I have to worry about? Rather than allowing for yourself to recognize that you're not alone, to find the courage to step into your power and say, whatever happens, happens. And that no matter what happens, I am supported, I am protected, I am being divinely guided. And then when all is said and done, that really truly this entire experience here is a school. That if I don't learn the lesson quite right, I get to come back and repeat the grade. And I know there's a lot of us around here that are like, nope, I'm not coming back. This is it, bitches. This is it. Show of hands. Who's with me on that one? Right? But this is why we do this work intentionally. This is why we keep going, even on days when we're not sure, where we don't know. Because really, truly, Goddess, do you know in your ego mind? Or is it that you know in your soul? And that really, truly, all you need to know is that which you know in your soul. And that the ego, in its whole need to control things, becomes a whole little dictator in our own mind, wanting us to check in and be gate-kept from anything we desire because it's so afraid of this unknown. Well, guess what? You're a motherfucking leader, Goddess. And you are recognizing that you have to find that courage within yourself. The true divine masculine energy within you to know that it is strong enough to face and to endure whatever comes your way. Especially when you have both your feminine and masculine on the same page. I mean, that's a team within yourself. And that's powerful as fuck. Just saying. Sentence enhancer necessary. With that, Goddess, I appreciate you so much for hanging out through this message. I would love to hear what resonated, what aha moments you had. So be sure to drop those in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more twin flame empowerment, self-love empowerment, all that we need to look for and find our power along this self-love empowerment journey that we each and every one of us are on. And yeah, I believe that's where we are. So with that, I am going to mention that the Goddess Tribe is open again officially. We are open to allow for members to come in. There was some tweaks that needed to be made. And now, having spoken with a couple goddesses, 4/11. That's the date, and that date is today. So officially, you can join the Rise and Thrive Goddess Tribe Ascended. We have opened back up the membership doors, and come join us. We have tweaked some things where we're not doing the email subscription add-on anymore. We have switched that and traded that out for a 2 to 3 hour, up to 3 hour coaching, live group coaching on Zoom, where you can bring your challenges with you, goddess, and we all sit there on Zoom and we look for and find our power together and get you breaking down to break through, to be rising and thriving on your journey. So come join the Rise and Thrive Goddess Tribe. Those details are going to be linked down below in the description. And with that, remember, goddess, the power, it is in your hands. Because it has always, always been inside you. Namaste.